All welcome to the Zotero Workshop. Unfortunately, Lucas, who is giving the workshop, got ill, so he will do it online. However, we were already planning on sharing the screen and doing the presentation, so it's kind of the same, only Lucas is now away. If you have any questions, just ask us. I will be walking around. Yeah, so I will give the word to Lucas.
Yes, hi everybody. Maybe Bert, can you turn the camera a bit more downwards so I can see everybody a little bit better?
Okay.
Yes, perfect, perfect. Yes, so hello everybody. I'm kind of sad that I can't be there with you in person, but I still hope you gain something from this workshop. So this is organized by the EPS Antwerp Young Minds. So as you can see here, I don't know what these pings are. Maybe that's my fault. Okay. Anyway, as you can see, we have some other things coming up, including a quantum computing workshop, an alumni evening, and then a trip to the nuclear center in Mol. So you are all very welcome there. But let me now get started with my workshop. Okay. So today I want to tell you a bit about a workflow to manage your references, your bibliography, and everything related to that, because I think it's quite an important topic, maybe not as exciting as quantum computing, but still very relevant for all of us that are doing some kind of research, because we will need to deal with this. Maybe I can ask a quick question. Who here knows what a reference manager is? Can raise your hands. Okay, I think that's about half. Not everyone. As far as I can see. And so who has already used Zotero before? Okay, I guess it's about the same. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell for me, but at least there's some people that have never used Zotero before, and that also don't really know what a reference manager is. So I will get to that. Or not this, or did I missee, and has everybody actually used Zotero before?
Well, everyone seems to know what a reference manager is, but not everyone has used Zotero.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thanks. It's a bit hard to see from my virtual worlds whose hands were raised. Okay, anyway, I will give a quick introduction. So we're all doing research, and doing research involves dealing with references. So we spend a lot of time on looking for relevant references and reading this literature. But also we spend a lot of time on trying to find back the references that we maybe read some time ago, maybe half a year ago. You find a very nice paper and then you try to find it back, but you can't find it. And also at some point you have to write something. It might be your master's thesis, it might be a paper, and then you have to format your citations. And these things are most of the time a bit painful. Nobody really likes this. And so I would like to show you a way to make this a bit less painful, so that you can focus on things that really are enjoyable in your research, and not spend all your time trying to find this paper from a year ago, or trying to get a nice BibTeX file. So maybe if you're not using a reference manager like Zotero, your workflow might look something like this. So you have some folder, and so you have some PDFs that you downloaded from all over the world. They have some kind of names that are maybe not very clear. Some might be just a number, some might be the names of the authors. Then you probably have some folders that may or may not have very descriptive names. This is at least something like what my workflow looked like before I started to use Zotero. And then basically this is where you keep your PDFs, but at some point you have to write, and then you have some very long BibTeX file that looks something like this. It's probably a bit inconsistent because you copied these BibTeX references from all over the place. It's a bit annoying. So this is maybe at this point, if you're not using a reference manager, what you're used to. But instead, you can use a reference manager like Zotero. Will look something like this. And so you can see that so this is an example, of course. So you have some folders, maybe it's a bit similar, but also you can look at all your references, you have the PDFs close to them, and then you can see all the information for all the references. So everything is kept in one place. As I will show later, it's very easy to add new references. You can also manage the PDFs, and you can also automatically download them. And then at the end, you can easily generate bibliographies in LaTeX, but also in Word and Google Docs, which might be useful at some point if you're writing a research proposal. And I think more than one of you are actually currently writing your FWO research proposal, then you have to do this in Word. So you might have a very nice BibTeX file, but it won't help you. But with Zotero, you will be able to integrate with all of these tools. So, of course, there's also other reference managers. So the most popular ones are Zotero, but also Mendeley and EndNote. But there's a few reasons I prefer Zotero. So it's quite easy to use. It's, of course, very subjective, but a lot of people seem to agree on this. It is free and open source, and the advantage of this is that there's once it's free, so it means that if you maybe change universities, for example, EndNote, you need a subscription. Maybe your next university does not have an EndNote subscription. And also the open source philosophy means that it will always stay free, and it's also very privacy focused, so you're really in control of your own data. So that's pretty nice. So Mendeley is another popular alternative, but it's owned by the publishing company Elsevier. And I don't know about you, but I don't really trust maybe these guys to keep their software free forever, since they like to get as much money as they can. So I think that's maybe also a reason to prefer Zotero. And also it has a very powerful plugin system, and this leads to a very good LaTeX support. And this also means that you can store your PDFs on your favorite cloud platform. And this is something I will show you how to do. So are there already some questions at this point, maybe, or not? Okay.
No.
Not really? Okay, that's good. So the plan now, maybe I can stop sharing. So some of you already use Zotero, so have it installed already, but I will just go quickly through the installation process for those who haven't, so then you can just follow along. So feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Yeah, so let's get on with this. Okay. Right, so now you can see here
Yes.
my other window. Okay, and I forgot I should actually uninstall Zotero to show how things work. So you have to wait a while. I'm using a virtual machine, so it might be a bit slow from time to time, like now.
Just Windows.
Yeah, it's Windows, and then it's Windows inside of Windows. So you see how things can go wrong, right? But to be honest, I'm not sure if Linux would be much better, but
It is. But
It is.
Yes, of course, you would say that, Bert. So I'm going to uninstall Zotero. If you, at the end of the workshop, you think, wow, this is really shit software, you see, you can uninstall it. So I hope you won't think this, but in case, okay. And let's make sure that also there's nothing left. So I will also delete this folder. Okay. So one thing you can now all do is you can go to, oops, I'm supposed to see this, the website of the Antwerp Young Minds. And there on the home page, there is a link to some Dropbox folder. Here, so you can follow the link. And you can press the download button. Shows up. So here, you download the folder. So this is something you can all do right now. And I've already done it, actually. So it's in my downloads. So you can extract the zip that you get, and then you will get this folder. So this Zotero installation file contains installation instructions, but you can open it, but I don't think you will really need it because it's actually quite straightforward. What you do is you go to the Zotero website, and my internet is somewhat slow, probably with the Teams as well. But then you will press the big download, the big red download button. And then you can download Zotero for Windows or for another operating system. I think it should be pretty much the same for any operating system. And while this is downloading, you can also already install the browser plugin, the Zotero connector. So I'm now using Firefox. So I press install the Firefox connector. And so maybe, okay, so maybe depending on your browser, you have to somewhere add this to your taskbar. So I'm not quite sure how it works, but probably in the preferences, there's something to add these add-ons. So yeah, you can see if this works. Yeah. So if you've done this, you can go to this Zotero executable. You yeah, execute it to install. So it will take some time to extract this. Okay, so you allow it to install. And here you can actually just use the standard setup. It's fine. So you can just install it into the recommended folder. So yeah, it's taking a while. So we wait while it installs. It's actually, yeah, okay. It's slower than last time, I think, but okay. So I apologize for those who already had Zotero, but okay, it's ready now. So it will start up anytime now. Yes. Okay, so once it's ready, you see a very empty interface, and that is because I don't have any references yet. So I have a library here. And so I can add a subcollection. So I can, for example, call it workshop. And then I will be able to add some references in here. And there's actually multiple ways that I can add these references. So one way is actually if I have the DOI of some paper, I can actually very easily add it. So you have the magic wand here. So I can just enter here some DOI. And as you can see, it will, after some time, because it's slower than usual, it will add this, should add this. Wait, let's try again. Okay, so it's a bit embarrassing that it's not cooperating. Okay, there it is. Oh yeah, it actually has it twice now. So let's delete one of them. So I suspect that Teams together with this virtual machine is using a lot of my computer's resources, but okay. So this is a way. Also, if I have some textbook, I might have the ISBN code, so I can also plug it in. And also here, it will get all the info. And here you can actually see for this one, it actually downloaded the PDF as well. This, because it is a book, it won't really find the PDF usually in its database. But here, I can actually, if I want to see the PDF, I can just double click this, and then I can see this paper, which is actually the paper in which Max Planck introduces his constant, the Planck's constant. So this is one way I can add a reference. What else can I do? Okay, maybe I have some BibTeX thing. So let's see. Here in this Zotero Workshop folder, I have this, yeah, this actually shouldn't be there, I guess, but I have this thing, which you should have as well. So now I can open it with Zotero, and it will ask if I want to import it. And in this case, I don't want to import it into a new collection. If I would have a BibTeX file with a lot of references, might be a good idea to import this into a new collection. So there you see it got added, and actually it just added the information from the BibTeX, but I can also try to look for an available PDF, and in this case it should also find one. So these are some ways that you can add references. Something else that might be possible is maybe you already have some folder with PDFs and you just want to get them into Zotero. So that's also possible. So let's add a new collection. Let's call it my favorite papers. And then I also here have some folder with my favorite papers. So for example, I can just drag this in And what you see is it actually automatically recognizes what this paper is, and it renames the PDF. So that's quite nice. This works 90% of the time, but it usually doesn't work with unpublished work. Like, for example, if you have some course notes or you have some PhD thesis, it might not pick this up. So, for example, if I do this one, you see, you can wait a while, but it won't pick up this information because basically these metadata are not in the PDF. So I can show you which one this is. This one is actually Direct's PhD thesis, which is just called Quantum Mechanics, and it's handwritten. So in his time, you could still pull this off. So if you really want to add this, then we will have to do like the last resort. And the last resort is to add an item manually. So then you can add here. You can choose from some options. There's a lot. So in this case, we go for thesis. So the title is Quantum Mechanics. Yeah, and we can add all sort of data that we want, direct, what is his name, right? And then we could add everything like the university, the place, the language, all those things. Okay, let me not get into this now, but maybe I can add at least the year. So it's May 1926. So let's see. May, oops. So, okay, and then I can just drag this PDF on top to add it to this reference. So these are some ways to do it. And actually, so you see here these sub-collections, they are a bit like folders, but you can actually add references to multiple collections. So for example, this paper by Angler and Brouts might also be one of my favorite papers, so I can just drag it in here. And so now you see that it's also in here, but it's also in here. So it's not something you're not forced to put references only in one collection. So that's nice. So I showed you a bunch of ways to add references, but actually the thing I use most to add references is actually none of these things, to be honest. And the reason is usually when I'm adding literature, I either have already some reference that I copied from somewhere. So for example, I might have a reference like this that I got from some paper or something. And then, okay, I can find the publisher link. And so the nice thing is now with this browser connector, so here's this paper, I can just click here and it will save this paper. So in this case, I have access provided by the university. So it will download the full text PDF via this subscription. So maybe at some other point, I'm just looking for some topic. So for example, I'm interested in path integrals for large polarons. So I look, oh, this paper looks very interesting. I look at it. I look at the abstract. I think, wow, this paper will change my life. So then I can also add it. And that's that. And usually this is basically the easiest way. The easiest way to do this. Now, in this case, this is a PRB paper, and the university does not have a PRB subscription, and this is not open access. So in this case, it will actually download the archive PDF. So this is something we can see. So here it is, this paper, so you can open the PDF. So it has actually downloaded the archive version. So that's basically how it works. Very easy. There's all sort of ways you can get your references into Zotero. And something I want to show is also how to sync this, because of course, what's very important is that you don't have only your references on this computer, but you want them everywhere. And so that's why we will set up the Zotero syncing. And for this, you will actually need to make a Zotero account. So if you don't have one yet, you can click Create Account. And you can register now. So in my case, I already have an account. In fact, I have two because I created one especially for this workshop. But so I'll maybe give you some time to do this registration. So once you have your accounts, you can also put it in here. So you put the username and the passwords, and you press Setup Syncing. Okay. And so maybe press this button to make sure you're synced. Okay, so it's using its time. And so something important to note is that now we're setting up the sync via Zotero's own sync service. So Zotero has some cloud platform associated to it, Zotero Sync. And at this point, we're actually syncing everything, also the PDFs of the articles on this cloud service. But the thing is that the storage is limited, and at some point you will notice that this will become full because PDF files are quite large, relatively large files. So that's why also later I will show you guys how you can use some cloud service of your choice to sync your PDFs. But for now, we're using the Zotero one. I'm not sure if the sync has happened. We can actually easily check it. If we go to Zotero, and you can go here to your web library. Yes, so, okay, I think in this case, might be that there's some different folders called the same thing because I tried this before. But normally you should have this favorite papers and this workshop folder showing up here. So that means that it's synced via Zotero. Also, you can see here groups. So another very nice feature of Zotero is that you can make groups to share references with. And for example, if you're working on some paper with some people or some project, it might be useful to create a group. And so you can do this like this, here, new group, and this will also take you to the website. But actually, I will let you figure out how this works yourself, because I've prepared a little exercise, and it's in the Dropbox folder. So it's a small exercise here. And it basically asks you to add some references, so you can try it out yourself, and then in the end you can try to create a group library, invite your neighbor. So for the last part, you can work with 2 and check if you can do these things as well. So this is something you can do right now. You can also take some coffee or cookies, or you can also do that afterwards. But you can take some time to do it. And when everybody's ready, I will continue by giving some further information about how to set up this syncing and some other features. So now you can do this thing. Okay, that's good. I also just realized that I didn't explain the tags at all. So sorry about that. But so basically, you can have the organization in these collections, but you can also add tags. So for example, you might see this paper and think, wow, I really need to read this. So then you can add maybe a tag to read or something. And then maybe here also this thesis by Dirac, you think, okay, how can I be a real physicist if I haven't read this? So you can also take it as to read. And then if you go to your library that has all the references and then you select to read, then you will see these 2. So this is another way you can use to organize your references. Personally, I don't use it that much, but if you like it, you can also use it. So so that's something I wanted to explain earlier, but I forgot about. But it's quite straightforward. So if I click on this again, then I will again see everything in the library. Okay, so I hope now you have a pretty good grasp on how to add references to Zotero. It's really easy. If you have the DOI or something else, you can use this, but much more frequently you have some link or yeah, you look something up in your browser and then you just click the icon, and then if everything goes well, it should just download the PDF and everything. And something I should maybe also mention that I forgot before is that it will, by default, always save this in the folder that you have open in Zotero in the collection, but you can also pick a different one. But that's actually quite convenient because usually if you're looking for references, you're looking for papers on the same subject, so you save them together. So you make a collection and you save them together. So that's quite nice. So this is basically the, let's say, basic Zotero setup. But now I also want to show you some plugins to make this workflow a bit more powerful. So for this, we will install the Better BibTeX plugin, which is nice if you're working with LaTeX, and also the Zotfile plugin. So first, we can look for Better BibTeX. And actually, we can go to the GitHub page. and here you go to the latest release. And then here you have this XPI file. This XPI file is the extension. If you're not using Firefox, you can just click on this and it will download. If you're using Firefox, you have to right click and click Save Link As, because it's the same extension as for the Firefox plugin. So you can do this and then can save it. In my case, I have already saved it, so I will cancel it. But in your case, you can save it in your downloads folder or somewhere else. So I will wait a bit for everybody to do this. Okay, so I hope everybody has downloaded this. Then we will also install the Zotfile extension. So we go to the home page of Zotfile. And so this will help us to manage our PDFs. Like I said, at this point, we're using the Zotero server to sync our PDFs, but we would like to use our own cloud service. So that's why you have this extension. So you can also press downloads. And so again, because I'm using Firefox, I have to do save link as. But then again, I already have it, so I will not save it now. Again, I will give you a bit of time to download this. And by the way, maybe now, if you want, you can also open this file, the Zotero installation, which actually shows you what to do. So here's the install the better BibTeX plugin. So basically, and then the Zotfile plugin as well. So that's what I'm explaining now, basically. So you can also open this if you want to follow along here. Okay, so once we've downloaded these files, we can go to Zotero. And in the menu on top, we go to Tools, and then to Add-ons. And this will open this screen. And actually, there's already extensions installed. The LibreOffice and the Word plugin, and I will show this off later. But so if you have installed Word on your system, then it should automatically have installed this plugin. So now we want to add our own plugin. So we go to here and we go to install add-on from file because we've downloaded the add-ons for the plugins. So let's start with, go to downloads. Let's start with better BibTeX. Click on it, open it. You can install it. It's all safe. And then you can restart Zotero. To install a plugin. Let me just start again. And maybe while we're at it, we can also install the Zotfile plugin. If Zotero wants to start for me. Yes. So I hope I'm not going too fast. It's a bit hard to estimate for me, but okay. You can stop me if you cannot follow. But again, we go through the same steps. Go to Tools, plugin, add-ons, I mean, and then you do again install add-on from file. And then you select Zotfile. And you install it. And then again, we need to restart. Maybe it was actually fine to restart once. But okay. Just to be safe, let's restart again. yeah, it's not really starting on its own, so I guess I will just open it myself. Okay. Okay, we wait. Okay, right. Something that I can maybe also mention now is you can see here the PDFs we're opening basically in Zotero itself. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but there's some preferences that you can go to. And for example, if you, here in the general settings, if you want to use your own PDF viewer, you can change it here to the system default. So that's what I personally use for my normal setup, but we just keep it to Zotero. Also, maybe you want to turn off this checkbox that will automatically add tags to your references. So maybe you like this, maybe you don't. But okay, yeah, this is maybe less important. But anyway, once we've installed this Better BibTeX, we can go here to the Better BibTeX preferences. And something we can actually see if we go to the main screen is that now we can add the citation key. And actually we can also maybe add a year. It's maybe also nice. And by default, it makes these kind of quite ugly citation keys, which is basically okay. Now I lost the preference. Okay, also like this, I can go to the Better BibTeX preferences. If it's cooperating. So usually Zotero is not this slow for me, but I suspect that it's the fault of the virtual machine that I'm running it in. So I hope it is faster for you guys.
Maybe it's not opening now because you had the preferences open in another window.
Yes, maybe possible. I don't know. Do I still have some other windows? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's try again. Okay, yeah. So I recommend to you that you change the citation key formula to just author and year. So this will take the first author and then the year. So this is, I think, a bit more convenient. So you can save it like this. And then if you go to your library, you select everything. You can go here to Better BibTeX. And then you can choose refresh BibTeX key, and so then it will regenerate the citation keys. So, okay. So now these are much nicer. So I see here that actually, yeah, for some reason it added University of Antwerp as an author. So that's wrong. I don't know if it did it with you as well, but let's see, how can I just delete it? Like this, I guess. Yeah. So, okay, and it's updated the citation key. Also here for the Wikipedia page, this is not very descriptive. So if you want, we can change the citation key like this. We go to Better BibTeX, then we change the BibTeX key to something more descriptive. For example, something like this. And you will see that now it has pinned this citation key to this. So that means that if I now go to refresh, it will actually keep the key. Okay, so why do we have this Better BibTeX key, Better BibTeX extension? Well, so we can use this Better BibTeX extension to automatically export and sync our library to a BibTeX file. So this is quite useful. Maybe I will quickly check if I didn't forget anything in the setup. Wait, where is this? Oh, this is the wrong one. But I don't think I skipped this step, but maybe. So let me just quickly check. Here. Yes, okay, that's it. And so now, for example, I'm writing some essay on my favorite papers. So then I would like to have this folder as a BibTeX file. So then I can go here. I can use better BibTeX. No, sorry. I go to export collection. And as a format here, I choose better BibLaTeX. So you can use either better BibTeX or better BibLaTeX. Wait, yeah, better. But I prefer better BibLaTeX. It's the more evolved format. So then you have to use in your LaTeX the BibLaTeX package. And what's very important is that you click Keep Updated. And now it will ask me where I want to save it. So let's say in Documents, yeah, new folder. Let's say, yeah, favorite paper. Let's say, okay, and then I put it here. And so now you can see here in my documents, there's this file. You can maybe open it in a text editor to show. So basically, it has correctly added these references and basically the full BibLaTeX citations. And now I can add something. So maybe, I don't know where. Yeah, let's say, for example, oh, I also really like this paper. I really believe in this paper. Then I can also add it to my favorite papers. So it should be there, yeah. And now it should automatically sync. So I'm not 100% sure that it will be this quickly, but let's see. Usually it's quite fast. So yeah, it's already in here, you see. So that's basically how it works. And so now you can write your LaTeX file in here. And so you can, yeah, use all the BibLaTeX commands you know and love. I see that I'm kind of running out of time. So yes, I should maybe try to be fast about this. Okay, one other thing I can show is that normally in Word, automatically you should already have the Zotero extension installed. This happens automatically. And also here you can add a bibliography, add a citation. It's quite straightforward, but I think I don't have time to go into details now. But this works as well. And also maybe I can quickly show that you can also go to Overleaf, because maybe people of you prefer to use Overleaf for your LaTeX documents. So also here, this is possible. And so how you do it is you go to Upload. And there's actually a dedicated section from Zotero. And you can choose the library. So this is actually my other Zotero account, but you can choose either to use your library, or you can choose to use a group library. So this could be quite useful. Again, if you're working on some paper, you make an associated group library, and then you can use this for Zotero. And here you can choose BibTeX or BibLaTeX. So that's quite nice. You can also use it in Google Docs. Also there, you should see if you've installed the browser extension that there's a Zotero tab. So basically, you can use it anywhere you want. So the last thing that's quite important that I want to show you, was there a question?
No.
Okay, is how to install this Zotfile extension, which will allow you to store the PDFs on your own clouds folder. So let's see, can I again put up the installation? Yeah, we only have 10 minutes left, so let's see. Yeah, I didn't expect this to take so long, to be honest. But okay. So here is the guide how to do it. So there's some steps that you have to do. The first thing you have to do is make some clouds folder. I'm not sure if it's the best if you follow it, try to follow it right now, because maybe it will go too quickly. So I think it's probably better if I just show you how to do it, and then you can. I actually don't know, this room is booked after 3:30, right?
I'm not sure if it's booked, but there were some students outside with like an extra course.
Okay, there's some people. Okay, so in that case, I will just show you how to do it. So basically what you do is you use some cloud service. For example, you can use your university account, and then you will make some folder. You can call it Zotero, or in my case, I now call it Zotero 2 because I already have another library. And basically what we're gonna do is we want to use this one to sync all our PDFs. And so the instructions are here in this file. I think maybe we can also on the Young Minds website afterwards put this Dropbox again. So the first thing we will have to do is we will go to the preferences of Zotero, the sync, and we will, if this is working.
I think you have some...
I'm not sure what's happening.
We have to make the window bigger.
Yeah,
Yes, probably.
but you can't.
Okay, now it's fine.
Okay.
So you should here turn off sync attachment files in my library using Zotero. These attachment files are the PDF, so you will turn that off first. And then you have to go to the Zotfile preferences. And first here you can choose a source folder for attaching new files. It's not too important, but usually you can use your downloads folder. But this means if for some reason Zotero cannot download the PDF, you can get it from your downloads folder. So that's quite useful. Then I'm not sure actually where this settings is. Yeah, here. Let's go back. And this, so now, wait, huh? Yes. Then you will add custom location, and this custom location, this is where you select a folder that you've created. So in this case would be Zotero 2. So I select this folder. And then I can, what by default this will do is we'll put all the PDFs in this folder. So what might be nice is to use some subfolder. So like this. What this will do, T is the item type. and B is the BibTeX key. So I will show you what is this. So I press OK. And now, because I already have these PDFs, I can select them all. And then I can go to Manage Attachments, rename and move. Okay. And so, yeah, I realize I might be a bit confusing. It might be a bit confusing at this point, but I'll try to show what's happening now, if Zotfile is working with me. So basically, the idea is now we've set up how we want our attachments, our PDFs to be saved via Zotfile. So is it doing anything? It's not really working, I think. Yes, so let's try again just with this one. So I think, yeah, my PC is a bit slow now, but maybe I can show you. Yeah, so what it should look like is basically you have here, so the item type, and then you go into the folder, and then you have the citation key, and here it will store basically the PDF. So basically this PDF is now on my OneDrive. But yeah, for some reason at this point it's not really working. I don't really have time to figure it out. But if you set this up properly, you follow the instructions, which I think I did, and then you select all and you go to Manage Attachments, rename and move, then you should see that instead of that Zotero on the sync server is saving the full PDF, it will just save the link to the file. So, okay, yes, it's a bit disappointing that I cannot get it to work right now. I guess it's a bit the danger of this setup with this virtual machine. But anyway, everything is in the installation instruction file. If you have some trouble with this, you can email me. My email address you can easily find using my name. If you still have questions, we have 2 minutes.
We have half an hour actually. So
we have half an hour
until 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, all the stress for nothing. Yeah. But still, it's not really doing what it's supposed to do. Because maybe I can show. Maybe I can show actually on my PC what it looks like. So what it should look like. Wait, up. So I have here another Zotero. Let's see. So here, yeah, this is actually my library. So for example, yeah, if you have some random paper, wait, maybe I should. Okay, so now you can see everything I've ever tried to read. But basically here you see that instead of this real PDF, there is this link. And so this link means that Zotero has basically saved where this file is. So this file is actually on my OneDrive, and still, if I double click it, it will open in my PDF viewer. So in this case, I've set it up to open in my own PDF viewer. And also, once you've set up Zotfile, when you then go to the web connector, then automatically it will actually, okay, you cannot see the PDF, I guess, but trust me, it opens the PDF. And so once you've set up Zotfile, also if you're using the web connector, will automatically basically move this to your OneDrive with Zotfile. And then the only thing you will have to sync via the Zotero sync is the data of these references, but it's just text data, so it's very small. So this shouldn't put you into any trouble. So in that way, you can hopefully, I hope for everybody, you can set it up at home, and then you can have a nice workflow to deal with references, to hopefully make this a bit less of a painful experience. So if you still have questions for me, you can, yeah, you can ask them now, or if I still have to show some things, but okay, I guess that's what I had to say.
So can you also do annotations in the PDF?
Yes, you can. In fact, when you're syncing your PDF, you can just use your PDF editor that you usually use for annotations, and it will just also sync across all of your devices. So yeah. So it's quite important for the Zotfile that you set this up exactly the same on all of your devices, because otherwise you will run into trouble. So that's also something that I should say. But yeah, you can just use your favorite annotation software. There's also a way to sync this to your tablets. I have not tried it myself, but via Zotfile you can also sync it to your tablet, and also then you can sync your notes you take on your tablet. So that's also a possibility.
Any other questions or marks?
Okay.
Then we are finished, I guess.
Yes, thank you all for being there. I realize the topic was maybe not very exciting, but I hope you still learned something, and you can use this to actually worry less about these horrendous reference management, and to have some kind of thing where you can find back your references, which will hopefully be quite useful. So I hope you gained something from this workshop.
Thank you for the workshop.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so I guess that's it then. So I wish you a very good rest of the afternoon, and hopefully I'll see you back at some other Young Minds activity.
Right, bye.
Bye.